All right. I don't know what's the best way to start this podcast, but today I featured my Sister Prudence. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I have siblings, and 4 siblings. So I'm the last one. And if you see her, I'm sure you guys are gonna check the thumbnail on the social media. You see that we look alike. We have taken after our father.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for honoring the podcast.
I'm honored.
Awesome. I think I'll just get into the business. I think I've already introduced you, but
Yes.
the podcast is mainly professionals talking about what they do at work and just their history in terms of whether it be studying towards what they were doing and explaining the process,
All right.
how it was wherever that you were studying.
Yes.
But I want to start in the beginning when you were in Univen, right?
Yes.
Because I think you have had several careers.
a lot of them.
Yeah, so at least we can start in Univen. But before we get to Univen, can you please just introduce yourself?
My name is Prudence Pandeka Neswiswi. I'm a born again Christian with 1 daughter, married to Thomas Neswiswi.
Morex, one daughter, Morex.
Rexy.
Yes, she's my niece, and for those who are listening, we're actually just chilling. They're actually listening, all my niece, in the background, and I'm not encouraging them to laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the process, you might just hear a few bursts of laughter there and there. So so just explain what you do. What is your profession at the moment?
At the moment, I'm an educator.
Mm-hmm.
I'm teaching at a primary school in Mungadi Primary School, which is in Sintumore section. Yes, that is where I'm based at the moment.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay, so I just want you to just explain when you studied in Univen. How was it like being in Univen?
In Univen, it was a great experience, though it was my first time experience in university, just like any other children. It was a great experience, though, doing my international relations. It was a very interesting field to study, having to study history, having to study English communications, economics. It was a great experience. Yeah.
Did you get to like travel because you're doing international?
No, in our time it was not that advanced as in now. But then the people that came after us, they got a chance to travel, but they had to choose. Not everyone. They had to choose at least 2 learners, 3. They could go abroad. But with us, I don't remember anyone who went abroad. But we just had to study. It was not yet advanced like now.
What is it that you liked the most about Univen?
The most thing I like about Univen is that having to have friends that you know from your secondary school, from your primary school, it was easy for one to be at school. Unlike going to a place where you don't know anyone.
Unlike us.
Unlike you guys who went far away. But for
Town.
me, even friends that I had, I was familiar with them. So it was easy.
So which means you're saying that what you liked the most was just being around at least your friends. You don't have to worry about
just being around people that you know.
Yeah.
And then you get to know them more.
How was the vibe in varsity in Univen? Because I mean, usually when you are in in varsities, you get to find different cultures and all the stuff. How was the vibe like back in those days?
The vibe was there. Yeah, the vibe was there.
Yeah.
Though people don't know it, but the freshers balls.
Yeah.
There was a lot of vibe during that time.
Yeah.
So there were so many activities there.
I think I saw. I don't know if you have seen the Univen freshers balls that happen. That are trending.
Yeah.
You see people in mud.
In mud and those are the 2000s.
Yeah, back in your time.
With us it was vibey. Where else? We went to vibes and not drinking. We just being there for the vibe and the entertainment.
Sure.
But these ones of these days,
it's a
you
mess.
see it's a mess. They will come back muddy and all those things.
Yeah,
but with us, it was a very great vibe. And once you say you are going to a freshers ball, you know that you are going to enjoy the music, the people, the entertainment there. Yeah.
And then when you were doing international relations, what informed you to choose international relations?
Actually, it was one of my mom's colleague whose daughter was doing international relations. Actually, I wanted to do social work.
Okay.
Then I was introduced to international relations and I got interested. That is why I went for it. So, yeah, that is why I had to choose international relations, having to think of traveling and all the stuff. So that made me want to learn more about it. Yes.
And then what was the most challenging thing about... not challenging, but how was international relations? Well, like, did you have like something which shocked you? Like, okay, why are we studying this in international relations? Something which shocked you as you were studying it?
I would say the history that we were studying. I was like, why are we having to study the World War? Having to hear more about the outside countries and all that. So I was not even sure as to why are we doing this?
Yeah.
How is it related? But at a later stage, I understood why we were studying. We had to be taught the World War II and other historical background of other countries.
So when you're done with your degree, what kind of jobs do you do?
In international relations, you become ambassadors mostly. But in international relations, it's not only being an ambassador. You can be an international relations officer at Home Affairs, at the Department of Transport, in so many departments. It's not all about traveling and all the stuff, because it also goes hand in hand with communications. Yeah, liaison communication. Yes.
So which means when you were studying it, you actually started enjoying it.
I did very much. But at start, I was like, this is too much. And having to do the presentations, you become so scared at standing there with so many students at varsity. But with my background, it was not that difficult because of my primary school where I studied. So it was not that difficult. But then once you come to that situation where you have so many people, you have to do presentations. That is where you're like, I've come to reality now.
So now you're done with international relations, right? I don't know if my memory serves me right. It was hard for you to get a job after that.
Yeah.
What do you think the reason was for that?
I would say the challenging part is that not knowing where to start, not knowing where to go. Because with international relations, if you could get an internship, there was this program called the cadet program. I did went to one interview. Those interviews are really hard, eh?
Okay.
If you don't know anyone who has been in those interviews, I went there. In those interviews, we were like more than 150. I met the students who were older than me in international relations there. But those interviews, it was my first interview when I went to the cadet interview program.
Sure.
Not knowing anything, not understanding what do they want. But then that is why it made it too difficult for me to get an international job. Because if I had got that cadet program, I believe, that by now I'll be far. Because that is the program that people are taken into. That is where they get to be ambassadors. They get to be trained on international relations vacancies and that section. So with that program, I believe that everybody who got that position in the cadet program, they are very far now. Yeah, because it's a very good program for international relations students.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And then if someone right now is saying that I'm in a position the way you are, like I finished I graduated, but since I'm not getting a job. What is the best thing that you can advise them to do in order to at least lend themselves a job, or that's if maybe certain things that you must do to at least be able to lend yourself a job?
Talking from my experience, I did a 3-year degrees without getting a job. I got an internship. It was not much related to international relations. It was administrative work, which is also part of the international relations if you studied it, because you also get jobs in admin and all those administration jobs. But then if you are eager, like I did, I had to study and take another different route besides international relations, because I could see that I've been sitting, it's 3 years, 4 years.
How long did you wait looking for a job?
I graduated in 2007.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, my sister, I think she's over 10 years
It's
older than me.
Yes.
Yes, so she's literally a big sister.
Yeah.
So you waited for what, for 4 years?
It's more than 4 years.
Looking for a job?
Looking for a job, because I landed my first job. It was in 2011 after I graduated.
Okay.
So I graduated in 2007. So my first job, which I could say I got my first job in 2011. So that is a long period for waiting. That's yeah. And
then how was it like? Because I think most graduates now, they don't have jobs, and some of them they're actually waiting for probably that long. How was it like not having a job?
It was really stressful. I'm telling you. You tend to think, what did I do wrong? When you're sitting at home, you'll hear, this one is working at this department. You ask yourself, what about me?
Oh, yeah.
So that is that. But then it becomes very stressful. But if you're eager, you'll take anything that comes your way.
Sure.
But if you tend to say, I'm waiting for what I've learned, that is where you will wait forever.
Oh, okay. And then did you do any jobs in the 5 years, or were you just chilling at home?
I did so many. So many.
Can you please just go through this?
I did so many. All right. I would say I got an internship at the Department of Health for 1 year.
Sure.
I was working at admin there.
Yeah.
Then after that, I got a job. I was very busy in the internet.
Okay.
I would just wake up every day like a person who's working. Wake up every morning, go to the internet cafe, sit there, Google the companies there that are looking for people, the agencies.
Okay,
if you can remember. Sure. So I'll Google all the agencies.
Which paper is that always had?
They always had. Sowetan always had vacancies
on Sundays.
There.
Yes.
But then I will go every morning. I will go to the complex, go to the internet cafe, go to the internet, check for agencies that are looking for people there. Then I got I just saw this position. It was in Vondwe,
Okay.
the side of Matache there.
Yeah.
It was called a bid of business developer
Okay.
for Nedbank. Then I just applied there. I just downloaded my CV there and then I put it there.
Yeah.
After 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I just got a call. Can you come at Restrichat Nedbank? And I had even forgotten that I applied.
Because you're busy applying
Because
everything.
I'm busy applying everything. I was just applying, no matter what, accounting, things that I didn't even study for.
Sure.
The way I was desperate and stressed about not working.
Yeah.
So I got that job. It was a business developer selling loans to people who wanted to buy.
Oh, okay. I see.
Things for building there. So I had to talk to incoming customers.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very far at Vondwe, coming from this side every morning and earning small money.
So
Little
all the
money,
money is finished. It's finished.
All
on
the money
transport.
is finished on transport.
Sure.
Yeah, so I worked at Nedbank.
And then how long was that?
It was a year.
Okay.
Then after a year, I just got somebody saying that they need...
and then how was that job like?
that
Was
job,
it a tough
it was
job?
not that tough because having to get customers walking in with the help of the manager in the store,
Mm-hmm.
I was working under P&L Hardware.
Oh, I see.
But then
yes.
I have been employed by Nedbank.
Okay.
So
Charger.
that is where...
Guys, why didn't you put the charger?
That is where
I'm gonna fire
I
my
worked.
nieces. You must move fast before you switch this off.
So I worked there for a year. And then...
yeah, better.
Then in that year, I just heard that there's a store that is going to open, a baby store in Restrichat.
Yes.
Busy Bees.
Yeah.
So I was called for an interview. That is from the local people from around here.
Yeah.
I was told that there's a vacant. Then I was given a managerial position.
Okay.
In that baby store.
Sure.
I worked there I worked at Nedbank 2011. 2012 I worked at Busy Bees. While I was still in Busy Bees, somebody told me about a position in a pharmacy.
Sure.
In that pharmacy, I was also called and then I was interviewed, took the managerial post. I was a manager from 2013.
That's in Busy Bee.
In Busy Bees, I was called to come at the pharmacy
Yes.
at Spa.
Sure. So wait, just hold on. I just want to understand the chronological.
Yeah.
So you moved from the Nedbank to Busy Bee.
Yes.
And you're working as a manager there.
As a manager there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what are you doing there?
There's a manager. We are selling baby stuff. We are promoting. We used to call artists like Woma Kadzi there. You remember Makadzi used to sing in front of shops.
Yes.
But that time, she was singing in front of shops. We could call her.
Did you actually call her?
Yeah, we used to call. Just that maybe she wouldn't remember, but we used to call to say, come and perform.
Sure.
For us to get customers. That is how
I
we could get our customers and then introduce the shop because it was very new.
Yeah.
It was a new shop. I worked there. In that space of time in the Busy Bees, I worked at Restrichat Busy Bees. Then they had another branch in Restrichat around there. I went there to manage.
Sure.
Then they also had another branch in Thoyando. I had to move from Restrichat to Thoyando. Yes.
So it looks like you were actually doing a very good job.
I was being a hard worker and eager to work. It's something that pushes me. Yeah, being eager helps me to do more in everything that I do.
To be honest with you, it seems like you took after mom.
Yeah.
I think in terms of being a hard worker, I think maybe you and Spiwe. But me and my sister Caroline.
I don't know who you took after.
Yeah, but I think I'll have a podcast with my mom as well. I think tomorrow, if not tonight.
All right.
Yeah, but I think it makes sense when you're saying that you I didn't know that you were hard work, because I think because all these journeys, I was still in high school.
In high school,
I was not seeing what's happening.
Yeah, you
I
couldn't
just
say
come back
anything.
and just go back, come back and just go back. So what exactly? So I just want you to go into detail. What made you the best out of the rest in your management? Just explain what were you doing there exactly in terms of management, even though in terms of were you doing stock change? What just explain.
There in Busy Bees, we could do stock taking. That is why I was talking about promotions.
Okay.
We could do promotions, stock taking, making sure that the store is clean at all times, merchandising.
Yeah.
You see, we had to merchandise stuff so that when a person is there, is far, they should be attracted.
Oh, okay.
From the merchandising that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that is why what made me to be outstanding, and also being patient. I would say that being patient also makes one to be a good manager. Okay. Yeah. That is what I've seen in myself, that my patience also helped me in those positions that I was in Busy Bees and also in the pharmacy. So that is why I could say that it made me to outshine the others.
And then when you're working there, because I would like to believe that you didn't have any experience or you didn't go to school for all this stuff.
No, not at all.
So what was the what did they introduce? Do you have to go to school, or they just say,
no, we don't go to school. They just say you are a manager. This is what you're supposed to. And most of the things they don't teach you. You teach yourself that if I'm in a store, the owner could just tell you that this is the target that I want for a day. And they will not tell you how do you get your target. How do you get your customers. Sure. You'll have to think out of the box to say, how will I get to this target today? You just stand at the door there. Everybody who's walking around, you are calling them. We have Pampers here. We have baby stuff here. Yeah. People who don't know, they will come in. They will come and buy. So, being the person that I am, we had to sit down with the other employees to say, what should we do? We sometimes ask them, the owner, to say, can we do promotions on these things? They've been sitting here for quite some time. We could say, we also went to the local radio, Makado FM. Okay. I introduced
I think you went on radio at some point.
Yes, I went to radio. I did an advert.
Oh, yes.
I also did an advert for Busy Bees. For Busy Bees, that was my first time being on radio. Then the owner said, no, I want her voice. I want her voice on our advert. I was like, I've never done this. But I went there, did the Busy Bees advert. It went on Makado FM. It was very nice. So I would say that being Igaya helped me to be the person that I am today. Sure. Was okay. So, because I think something which someone would say probably you are successful because you, like I was saying, that our mother is a very hardworking person. So, is it something that you cultivated yourself, or something that you feel like it was like it's part of your genes? I would say that is part of my genes, and the way we grow up with Mang being the hard worker she is. She taught us to be hard workers. So I believe that taking that from her, I think I took too much. Sure. I think I took too much. So I think that the being brought up in that manner helped me to be the person that I am today.
Oh, I see. But for me, it seems like I'm the one who was spoiled, because I had two sisters, no washing dishes, not doing anything.
The last born.
So it's the one who just relax and just enjoy the best.
The benefits.
No. Yeah. Okay, so now you just explained how you grew in Busy Bee, being a manager there, and growing in the company. Then I know this is probably the job that you stayed probably the longest, which is the pharmacy.
Yes. I stayed in the pharmacy.
So how did that move come about?
The move, it was very hard. Remember I said I moved from Louis Richard going to Thoyando.
Yeah.
It was also a hard move because there were challenges just to be pushed from another place to another, because you had to reach targets, you have to do this, you have to do this.
Yeah.
And once the business is not going well, you are looked as if you're not doing your job, right? You are not performing.
Sure.
Then being moved there, it triggered me so much that am I not doing enough? Knowing that I'm doing enough, I'm putting potential there, I'm putting my time and everything there.
Yeah.
And then being moved because maybe they're saying you're not making sales. So that is one thing that triggered me. When I got the offer for the pharmacy, it was also something that came very fast as to there's a pharmacy opening just in your local area. You don't want to work there. I was like, no, I want to work. I want to work from home. Yeah. It's very much near from my...
Yeah, it was very close to...
Yeah, it's very much close. So I just submitted my CV there, did an interview. Within a week, I was called. You got the job. I was like, wow. So I had to...
And then the benefits in terms of payments, was it better than...
It was much better than the one at Busy Bees.
Okay.
And also looking at that I won't be traveling.
Yes.
Yeah, I won't be paying for transport. It will be a walking distance.
Sure.
So I saw that, this one is a good opportunity.
And when you're working there, these are the two jobs where you don't have experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they're calling you, what kind of a job were you doing in the beginning? Because I know you went up the rank as well. Oh, my sister is a very hard worker. So when they're calling you to go work there, what was the first terms to say, okay, what are you supposed to do there?
At the pharmacy?
Yeah.
At the pharmacy, I was called to be a manager.
So you were called to be a manager from the get-go?
They wanted a manager at the pharmacy.
Okay.
So I was called to be a manager. And remember not having experience in the pharmacy now. It's a different industry.
Yes. Sure.
You are working with medicine. You don't know anything about medicine.
It seems like this podcast is going to be very short because of Cyril Ramaphosa and his load shedding. So I think I guess we'll just finish up the rest of the battery that is left here. Yeah. Yes. So you were saying that so you were called to be a manager.
I was called to be a manager. I had to manage the store.
And then how was the systems there since you're coming from a different...
The system is different. In Busy we were using, I think it's Postwin or something. Yeah. So coming to the side, you have to do claims for medical aids. Oh, okay. Yes, but with the till and the caching, I was already familiar with that. Okay. The only different thing was the one for the claims for medical aids and medicine. Sure. Yes. So it was also challenging because you had to work with a professional pharmacist. I'm not a pharmacist. I'm the manager of the pharmacist. So it's also a challenge that here's the pharmacist who is professional, but you have to manage the pharmacist. Yes. But then it didn't make me to lose focus. I had to do my job. I had to make sure that the store is running and up. Yeah. And also there, I worked very hard. Yeah. Working with customers. You remember in Nedbank, in Busy, it was customers. I was working with people. So when I came this side, I already had that
the experience
of speaking with customers and customer care. So that was, easy for me. So I had good customer service because I remember when I left the pharmacy, people were crying. Yeah. Why you are no longer there? We can see that you are not there.
So that your impact could fail.
Yeah, the impact
even
could
by
be
the
felt even
well.
By the customers. Because even when you bumped into a person in town, like, why did you run away? Like, no, it's time.
It's changing. Sure.
Things change.
So you worked at the pharmacy.
In 2013.
Yes. But what I want to at least for you to highlight a little bit is your the challenges. You said that you were working with a pharmacist,
Mm-hmm.
because at a point, for me, it felt like you also knew
Mm.
what to prescribe.
Mm.
It's like you were now a pharmacist
Mm.
as well.
Mm.
How was that like? And then how did you get to a point where you were able to give, in a sense, quote unquote, prescribe the correct dosage and correct everything? So how did you get to that point?
With a pharmacist there, the pharmacist can train you. So we are called pharmacy assistants.
Okay.
Though we didn't complete a course, but then if the pharmacist is there and he or she is training you, you are able to prescribe medicine.
Oh, I see.
But you don't prescribe any medicine. Schedule 0 and Schedule 1s, yes, you can prescribe in
and
Schedule 2.
then what does that mean? Schedule 1 and Schedule 0.
It's medicine that you can give over the counter without the doctor's prescriptions.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay.
So those are the medicine that we could give.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is where we had to assist the pharmacist there, where he or she is not there, maybe during lunchtime. So that is how the challenge was, because you couldn't go beyond what the pharmacist can do.
Oh,
because
okay,
you are not
sure.
trained, you don't have qualifications for
qualification
that.
for it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So which means the way that this pharmacist works is they have to bring a pharmacist to actually come.
A professional pharmacist, yes.
Oh, okay. And then how was it like working there generally as a manager there and everything?
It was very good. Though challenges are there. Challenges are everywhere. I wouldn't say there were no challenges. It was a very nice place to work at, with challenges, but we overcame them.
Yeah.
But challenges also push you to do something better.
Yeah. And then you decide to change, or maybe you decide to study whilst you are still working there. What informed that decision?
That decision came from my father, actually. Most of the time I will talk to my father, I will talk to my mother. This is what I'm going through. This is what I'm coming across with. Talking to your parents sometimes helps. I'm telling you. Then my father was like...
now we're far.
Even though you are far, but you just...
can always give a call.
Always give a call. They
Sure.
will advise you much better things. Then my father was like, no, why don't you study something? Why don't you go for nursing? I was like, nursing. My mother is busy with nursing. I can see that she comes back very tired and all those things.
Yeah.
So he said to me, there's also teaching.
Okay.
Like, teaching, okay, right? Like, but I don't have money. He said, but you're working. Then he said to me, okay, I'll give you money for registration.
Sure.
Then from there you will see what to do.
Yeah.
So I gave him money for registration. I registered at UNISA for my PGCE.
Yeah.
So I registered. I did my PGCE in education. I completed. I was studying while working.
Yeah.
I remember when I was supposed to go and write my exam, I had to ask for study leave.
Sure.
Then my boss was like, are you studying something that is related to the pharmacy? I was like, no, it's something very different.
Yeah.
So she was like, no, so you want to leave us now because you're studying something that is different. It's like, no, I'm just pushing time when I'm here.
Yeah.
But I was not, I didn't have much knowledge as to whether maybe I will get a job in teaching or what.
Sure.
But I finished my PGCE.
And then how long is that?
In 1 year.
So it's 1 year. Okay.
Yes.
And the PGCE, you're able to do it because you already have a degree, right?
A degree already,
okay.
yes.
Okay. So now you finish that and then you do your PGCE. So when you finish it, then you just start working straight away, or do you have to look for a job?
You have to look for a job. I finished my PGCE, and then I did apply certain jobs in education, but they were not successful. But then I got an opportunity at Chikeva Christian School.
Okay.
Where one of my relatives, my aunt, works there. So they wanted a teacher. So the lady in finance was like, you said that your daughter did PGCE. Why don't you tell her to bring her CV there?
Sure.
I sent my CV. I was called for an interview. Even they interviewed and I nailed it. And I was very fortunate because the principal there was very kind enough to say you are interviewing a person who doesn't have experience in education. Because I was even open about it that I have no knowledge. I'm just coming from school. I don't know anything about education. I've never taught in my life. So he was very kind to me to say, I'm giving you a chance. I'm just looking at you too, and I'm seeing a person who is a very hard worker. And I did my thing there.
You did the same thing.
I did the same thing. Being a hard worker.
Yeah.
So I was interviewed. Even in the interview, the people who interviewed me, they even said that they did see potential in me, though they didn't know me. So I got a job. I had to teach grade 3. When I got there, didn't know anything. I was introduced there. I was a class teacher. I was orientated as to the process of the whole school. You know, private schools, they are very professional, so you have to do things by the book and follow the procedure. So I did my part. I had to learn a lot of things by myself. I would say I loved it myself when I was told that learners in grade 3, they write in cursive.
Okay.
My handwriting was never nice.
Okay.
From primary school up to, I could say up to now. So we had to write in cursive. I was like, I don't even know how to write in cursive. So I took the cursive book. I came back home. I wrote in cursive the whole night. Throughout the night. I was practicing that. So in the morning when I went to school, when the school opened, because I got the opportunity in December.
Okay.
So when the school opened, I was like, I was far. Because there were even surprises to who wrote here, who wrote for you.
Sure.
It's like, no, nobody wrote for me. I learned it myself. So I had to teach the children there in grade 3. I was also given an opportunity to teach in grade R.
Okay.
Which is very challenging with the small ones.
Well, the small ones are
not familiar with school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they still want mommy and daddy. So
I see.
So it's challenging.
And then how did you deal with that?
No, with being the person I am, I was able to go through that and giving them activities. Yeah, knowing children and knowing what children need. Yeah, it's also good, and then you're able to deal with those kids.
Okay.
So I was there 2019, 2020, 2021.
So during the COVID?
During the COVID, yeah. I was at Chikeva during that time. So even there, I was a very hard worker, because even when I left, the principal was very devastated, because he had seen light the potential there.
Yeah.
So,
and I think at a point you were, what was this? You told me about
an HOD.
HOD, yes.
Head of department. I was. That is a very high profile.
Sure.
So I was given an HOD position while I was there. Remember, I don't even have 2 years there. I was given that position.
Sure.
But because of the potential and hardworking, I was given that.
Yeah.
So I was.
You were excelling in it.
I was excelling, and then, it was very nice and good experience. I think that I learned a lot in that school, and I think that I was in a good training for my
for being a teacher.
For being a teacher in those 2 years, I got my good training, and I'm really thankful that I started there. So I'm really grateful that I started there. I'm more equipped in my education stream now. Yeah. So having to go to a public school, it was also challenging, because you get to be in a different.
So you moved from there to go to a public school?
Yeah, to a public school.
Okay.
Because that is why I said everywhere there are challenges.
Oh, okay.
being an HOD, it was also challenging.
Okay.
So it made me to think, this is too much. So I had to put my CV at the department there. After a while, I was called and they told me that I was placed in a school far away there in the Bundus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Sure.
so I had to take that route to say, no, I'm going there. Yeah. So even when I get there, with the energy that I had from Chikeva,
yes.
I put that energy there, and then they were all surprises to, this person, it seems as if this one is going to give us problems now.
Oh, because you are by the book.
I'm by the book. I do everything by the book.
Yeah.
I follow procedure. I'm hardworking.
Sure.
Yes. Even in class, the kids, even though people have the mentality of saying that teachers in public school don't teach.
Sure.
But they do teach. I would say that the school that I am in now, they do teach. You will never see a teacher just sitting, not going to class. They do teach. It's just a mentality that people have. So people there, they are hardworking. And
Sure.
that is where the challenges is. There are more challenges in public school rather than in private schools.
So what are the difference in terms of challenges?
The difference, I would say that the environment that the kids grow up in, the children in public schools, most of them, you'll find that the parents are not in their children's work that much. They don't interact with their children. They just leave their children as they are.
Okay.
They will say they went to school, they come back, they will write homeworks on their own. Yeah. So that is why...
Which is different with private schools.
It's different with private schools because I believe that where you put more of your money, you will put more effort.
I see, yeah.
So as a parent, if you're putting your money there, you wouldn't just let your child go to school, let them come back, not do anything, not attending your children. Where's their homework?
Sure.
What did you learn? So I think that is the challenge with our kids this side.
Yeah. So that was like a big difference. And how is it like, what is this question that I want to ask now? You guys, teachers are the ones who are taking care of, they say, the future, right? That's where you guys start, right? And in terms of character building in children, how much control do you have as a teacher into maybe trying to mold the child into the right direction? Because some of the children, they are hotheads.
Yeah,
but what role do you play in terms of molding the children to become better people?
We play a very big role in those children because you tend to see different characters in children. Sure. You have children who have anger issues. You have children who are hyper. Then you tend to mold them as to how you want children to be.
Okay.
And you also mold them in the way that you grew up in, knowing that this is the way to life. You cannot just leave a child who's very hyper, not reading, not studying, who doesn't care about their studies. So as a teacher, you have to mold that child. You have to advise that child. It's called in our study in education, it's pastoral role.
It's called pastoral role.
Yes. So as teachers, we have to be pastoral to those children. We are the pastors of those children.
Oh, I see.
So having those children, who have to guide them in the right direction, because we know that we have children that don't even like school. You can see that this child but you have to shift them in that mindset to say, this is the right direction. This is where you can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe this will be the last question, since we have been sabotaged here. What are the testimonies that you have in terms of the children that you have maybe seen that this child is like they were going left, and then you managed to bring them on the right way?
There's a lot. I would say even from Chikeva, I had so many testimonies, even from parents that would say, oh, Mem Pandeka, you changed my child. He's very much wiser now. He listens more. Because you will have parents who have problems with their children, don't listen, who don't want to do their homework. But through that pastoral roles, when you talk to those children, they tend to change their lifestyles. They tend to love school. And if you are a teacher, you're also a parent. Those children spend more time with us rather than their parents.
The parents, yes.
If you don't love those children, they will not love school. They'll say, I don't want to go to school. There's Mem Pandeka. I don't want to go to school. The worst teacher.
Yeah.
So if we don't play that role as teachers of being pastors, as being parents to them, they will not want to be at school. So there are so many children that I've taught who still today, they remember me. They call me. Mem Pandeka, we think of you. So you tend to think that I have played my part in that child.
Sure.
If you didn't play that part, a child will not remember you.
Sure, definitely.
Will not even want to call.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just received a very nice message from one of my learners my students in Chikeva, whom I share a birthday with.
Nice.
So she just sent me a message. And we were not very close with that child. But then receiving that message, I was like, oh, all right. That is where I played the part. That is where I was a parent to that child.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So children, there are so many testimonies. Even now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but I can see that the children, that when you teach them, you tend to be their role model.
Okay.
So if you don't do things right, children can even take after you as a teacher.
Sure.
So it's good to be a pastor and also to be a parent to those children.
So maybe in closing, I think, maybe in closing, I don't want to say too much. I like what you were saying now, that pastors, teachers can play a pastoral role. And what can you advise people who are becoming teachers? Some of them, they just don't have probably the calling, or maybe they're just doing it because they want to do it. What can you advise maybe young teachers who are just starting the job in terms of how to become maybe better teachers and stuff?
I would advise them that don't go for the money, or to say that I'm doing this because I don't have anything else to do. I also went to teaching because I didn't have any other thing to do. But then you must not only go there for the money, also think about the future of those children.
Sure.
If you see a teacher brings up presidents, doctors, all those careers are from
all these professionals.
All these professionals are from teachers.
Sure.
But then if you're a young student, a young teacher who is going into that industry, tell yourself that I'm going there to change somebody's life.
Yeah.
I'm going there to be an example to those children.
To the young ones,
Yeah, to the young ones. Yeah. So I even forgot that when I was there at Chikeva, I studied PGCE in senior phase and FET.
Okay.
So being given a position in foundation phase, which I did not study for, it was also a challenge. So I had to further my studies with the University of Free State.
Okay.
I was now studying the foundation phase.
Foundation phase, yes.
Yes. So I had been given that position there without the proper qualifications for it. So having the senior phase and the FET, it's something different. But then I had to go and study because I was now passionate that I want to teach these children. Let me leave those big ones. Yeah. So I finished my foundation phase program now. It's been 2 years.
Nice.
So I'm just waiting for my last results. I want to graduate.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been searching for the results. They are not yet there. But the other ones, they're up there with distinctions and everything.
Sure. I mean, for the hard work, I think maybe that those are the themes that I actually got from this conversation. That you need to be a hard worker and
be passionate.
Have patience for
what you do.
For growing the children. and at least having a positive impact on in their lives.
Mm.
I like the testimonies of them calling you, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And literally
Remembering you when
remembering
you're
you.
already not there anymore.
Exactly. That's a very good testimony.
Yeah.
But I think I can just stop it here because I don't want this thing to just switch off this thing and then we don't have our beautiful podcast. I think my niece wanted to say hi. Just say hi quickly. Speak into the mic. Come speak into the mic quickly. Murendwa. Come closer.
Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Prudence Neswiswi, and I am the daughter of the wonderful lady that was speaking here. Yes.
Wait, it's like I couldn't hear you. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's good. Fine. Shuru, so come closer, guys, because this thing that I want you to switch off.
Hello, my name is Mashudu Machiza, and the lady that was speaking here is my auntie.
Yes. And then what you're in grade what?
12.
Grade 12.
Yes.
And the one who was speaking before, what are you doing, Morendo?
I am a university student, and I am studying nuclear medicine technology.
All right. 1, 2. Why can't I hear you guys? Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, there you go. Testing 1, 2. Come speak.
Hi, my name is Mkondi Machiza, and the person that was speaking here was my aunt.
And then what grade are you in now?
I'm going into high school, grade 8.
Come on. Awesome, guys. Yes, I am an uncle of the girls. Hey, there's no boys, ne? No. Oh my God. God is gonna bless me with the. But anyways, this was very nice. Because of the load shedding, I think we'll just move it and then probably we'll get another one. But yeah, thank you so much, Sister Pro, for the words of encouragement, and for those who are going to be listening to this. Just enjoy yourself and enjoy the best of the year 2023.
Thank you very much.
Bye.